What's up, everybody? My name is Parker Ament.
My name's Danny Ferrari.
And we are Excellent Sound. Welcome to another video on the Excellent Sound channel. Today we're going to be going over some Tearout cheat codes.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Even
Tearout
more.
cheats. And some fucking...
Just general sound design cheats.
Yeah, some general sound design cheats.
We're cheaters.
Yeah, we are cheaters.
Incestual cheats.
Incestual cheats.
It's like cheating on your stepbrother.
I'm stuck. Stepbrother, can you help me?
You coined it incest base.
Yeah, so I'm calling this the incest bass because dubstep, Tearout, rhythm, it's a very incestuous genre of EDM, okay? The reason I say that is because everybody's borrowing.
You guys are
everybody's
freaky.
stealing, dude.
You guys are stinky.
Everybody's taking things from other people.
Oops.
Virtual Riot. Carbon.
Carbon, they're taking... Wait, are you
AF.
saying...
I'm saying that people are just stealing shit from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
Everybody's
okay.
borrowing and not giving it back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
incestuous.
So that's why I'm calling this the incest bass, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys how to do this at home.
And why are we doing this?
We're doing this to celebrate
Oh, celebration.
the new release of Excellent Sounds Tearout Volume 1.
Let's go, baby. 75 total. Yeah, keep clapping.
All claps.
Keep the clapping going. 75 total Serum presets. Over 150 Tearout samples, including loops, drums, snares, hi-hats, percussions, and loops. Link is in the description down below.
Go grab it right now.
And we're going to give away this sound, whatever the sound you're going to show us how to make, right?
Yes, so I'm going to kind of show you guys just the steps in making this incest bass. And you guys can do this with anything at home, and you guys can just follow along.
It doesn't even have to be Tearout, too. It could be any genre, right?
Yeah, it could literally be any genre. It's a really, really cool way of sound designing.
Cool.
So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to find a song that you want to borrow from. We're
borrowing. We're not stealing. We're just
not
borrowing.
stealing. Yeah, we're going to give it back. We're going to give it back, I promise.
They can still use it in their own thing. We're just borrowing it for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So for this one, I picked Zomboy's Dead Man Walking. Brand new Zomboy song. It's Tearout. It's melodic. It's got a little spaghetti western in there.
Oh, yeah.
Spaghetti western intro. Then it goes into Tearout.
Yeah, Zomboy says, you guys want Tearout? Okay, here you go. And then does it better than everybody.
Dishes the spaghetti out, dude.
Shout out Zomboy.
Yeah, he's amazing. So essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to find a really cool one-shot. I already found the one that we're going to use over here, but I want to show you guys kind of the process of finding something like this. So let's play it from probably like right here. So there's some really cool stuff in here, like...
Yeah, that's sick.
That's a really cool glitch.
Right around there, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on that like triplet. Yeah, so that's a really good one too that we could do. But usually I look for ones that have the kick on it. So something like that.
It's cool that you're like, yeah, fuck it. If it has a snare on it or a kick, like you can still do what we're trying to do. So
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense. I think.
Okay, because the way I think about it is like Icon has kick. It's a kick, essentially. And so we want something interesting that has a lot of action in it. So let's go with this first one hit right here. Essentially what you're going to do is let's open up Serum, and you're going to want to consolidate this one shot. Do Command J, boom, just like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag it into this oscillator A section. And I usually do constant frame size right here. Don't know why.
Feels great.
Feels great.
Well, it looks like it cuts off all the extra bullshit at the end.
Yeah, and then essentially it's kind of like you're taking the sample and you're turning it into a wavetable, okay? And then if you were to press a note, you can kind of scrub through the texture, scrub through the wavetable. You can hear how it's kind of bumpy. We're going to fix that right now. So we're going to go into the wavetable editor right here. And then we have a bunch of different options of what we can do. We're going to keep this pretty simple today just to make this a usable wavetable. But as you can see, there's all of these different options that you can use to process and make crazy, crazy wavetables. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove current index. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go to morph. And we're going to do crossfade. And what crossfade does is it fades in between all of these frames, right?
Yeah, and what's cool is like, so there's different modes where you see how it says 256 down there? That's 256 frames and what they divided up with. But there's also like bigger frames where essentially would be smaller points of the sample that you can do up to, I think, 1056. So I think in this mode, it does 256 and it cuts out all the bullshit that you don't need, which in a lot of the other modes, you have to essentially select and then delete. It's cool
you
about
have
this
to go
is
in individually and cut the frames
whatever's
out.
left. But so this one is a 256 frame. So it divides that sound into 256 frames. And then you're essentially crossfading between each point of those frames, which essentially you can see right here between like 256 and 241.
Yeah.
Those are crossfading, so it's a little bit more of a smoother transition.
So yeah, if you were to hear that.
A lot of harmonic texture in that for sure.
A lot of harmonic texture. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to normalize everything, all of the frames, so that they're all the same volume. And you don't really have to do that, but it really makes it smoother. That is the first thing. So now we're going to be adding a bunch of different effects and different shapes and stuff. And the first thing that I'm going to do right here is I'm going to find the sweet spot of the wavetable. So what I'm looking for is there's kind of like a start action in the wavetable that I really like. So I'm going to want to make it move like this. So I like it starting like there. So let's just make a LFO1. We're going to just make it a slow ramp up like this. And I'm going to put this here. And let's keep it, let's make it a little slower. Do you hear how it's like starting over? So I picked that purposely for the start of it. That's the first thing, is we want to create movement with the wavetable position. And then after that, we just have it on half and leaving it on BPM. Now, before I start shaping the sound, I want to kind of bring it to life a little bit more. So I'm going to go straight to the effects section. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a distortion on there just to give it a little bit more gain and texture. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a compressor on, multiband, as we use. And I'm just going to pull that threshold down. It's getting a little loud, so I'm going to do that. And then raise the gain up. And so now it's a really nice shardy sound. Right, Danny?
Super shardy.
Nice and shardy. Let's add a hyperdimension. And now that's given us a lot of width. So what you're going to want to do is kind of play with the rate over here. And the mix of the hyper, and then also the dimension. So what I really like is that kind of like small room vibe. That's kind of what I've been into lately.
Like a slapback sort of?
Slapback, small room kind of vibe, yeah. So that sounds pretty good right now. And then what I want to happen right now is I kind of want more like metallic. You know what I'm saying? And you could do that a lot of different ways. I usually like doing it with the delay, just a really nice short.
Like fast delay?
Yeah, just like a fast delay. It's a little much, but now that we have it nice and metallic, sounds really, really, really cool. And then the last thing that I'm going to do before we go back into the oscillator section is I'm just going to clean up the low end. So I'm picking a high 12, and I'm just going to dial it in just to clean up the low end a little bit. Now that we have all of these different effects, you can see how the sound is just really coming out. It's this really nice, gritty, metallic sound. And once you find a really cool, unique spot in the wavetable position, you could just start adding different effects.
Right.
It's really as simple as that. But we're gonna keep working it. So next, let's go to a filter. I really like using like the band Notch 12. We were playing with this earlier, Danny, and we want to get something kind of like a gunshotty sound. Not too crazy of a gunshot, but like kind of a more LFO-y bass. So let's get a little bit more movement on the filter. So we're going to put LFO2 on the cutoff, and we're going to do back and forth, shift, option, click, and we're just going to kind of play and find that sweet spot again. So I like that. We're also going to put it on the frequency. And I like going backwards on the frequency because it's kind of like doing the opposite of what the resonance is. The resonance knob. And then you can add some drive. So now we're starting to shape the sound. So I just opened this LFO up a little bit more just to get a little bit more cut in the mids. And there you have it. So now we have a basic Tearout beat right here. So pretty cool sound with just doing a couple simple steps. Mm-hmm. And you can also change this up. If you wanted to do a faster kind of gunshot. You can kind of start shaping this out a little bit.
Yeah, you did this little weird, like, little flap thing at the end that made it have, like, this weird, like, late attack thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, where normally you do, like, an attack at, like, the beginning, but, like, there's this thing that you did at the end. Yeah.
It was kind of like a swing. So pretty cool sound. It's pretty standard right now. And then if you wanted to, you could put a sub on there, a nice triangle wave, and you're going to want to go direct out because it's being affected by the effects on that low cut that we have down here.
Kind of cool with the slower, like eighth notes.
Yeah.
And play it with the drop.
When we were jamming earlier too, you had the really good nug, which is it's the old VR trick. This is a little bonus to that. So I see a lot of dudes doing this, which is having a basic shape on oscillator B and FMing a super complex wavetable into a super simple sine. You just FM from A. So you're going to want to find this kind of sweet spot. I always like it right before it's getting super metallic and shiny for a nice spot. And then let's put the LFO on the level. And then we could even do a nice slow movement from the FM too. Just to add some more texture. You can also move the voices around from the complicated wavetable that we imported. Just to get a little bit more spread. So there you have it. This is a really, really cool way of incest bass. This is a really cool way of creating a brand new bass. If you guys are feeling stuck with your sound design or whatever, you guys can go in, take a little one shot, throw it into the sampler, and create a complex wavetable. And you saw how easy it was, just a couple steps, and there you have it. You could even put a noise on here, do like this.
That's cool.
So yeah, so really, really cool. I see a lot of people doing this. It's also a really nice fast way. You know, we did this in like almost 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And it also expands your, wavetable library if you wanted to save it.
You could just save that good part too. You don't have to save the entire thing. You could save like the chunk of the part that you just really like.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Danny was saying earlier, you guys can actually find like really nice one-shots to do this with. You don't have to just take it out of other people's songs. You could do it with sample packs. You could do it with all different kinds of things.
You can use Tearout Volume 1's bass shots and throw those in there.
Yes, we have a lot of really cool wavetables in there, man. They're all like super, super heavy, super gunshotty, really, really unique.
I can't wait to try incest bass, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
I want to try some of this on.
Let's get incestuous, bro.
Dude. If they, I'll get incestuous.
Are you sure?
With bass.
Are you done? We're gonna have to turn the camera off for that.
My sister's not here. Oh, cut that out, please.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something from this. Tell us what your favorite part of this video was. Tell us if you guys are into incest bass. We want to hear it.
Yeah, free download in the description down below. Subscribe, like, comment, all that shit.
Yep, we want to hear from you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
See you next time.
Peace.